physical bowels. I'm going to bow your gut. A healthy gut speaks of the health of your body. A healthy gut. I'm talking about spiritually speaks of the health of your walk with God. I can tell how healthy you are by the way you get along with people. Every time I turn around, you get this one, you got power with that one, you got power with that one, and everybody don't like me. But I said to this, go back to that sister, I said, but you the common denominator. Everybody? I mean everybody. Everybody. I mean everybody? You mean nobody likes you? That's your malodorous attitude. That's your putrid personality. You sweat and stink. I'm talking about emotionally. Is anybody with me? We're going to get delivered today. I'm getting delivered right now. Woo. Because the message is first for the messenger. You cannot get a witness here. No, I ain't mad with nobody. I'll say it again. I'm not mad. I know it's not anybody. I ain't mad with nobody. Nobody lives in my house. Only person lives in my heart is Jesus and the devil. I got a few kids living there too. I let them visit every now and then. They got their own house now. We're like Jesus when he was born. No room in the inn. No room. Let him sleep in the manger out there. So anybody hear me? 2 Timothy 1:7, but God has not given us a spirit of what? Fear. That's an emotion. Fear. That was me. But of power and of love and of a sound mind. Know that sound mind is self-discipline, y'all. Mental health is just as important as power and love. You ever seen people with power and love, but they're rude? I thought the saints supposed to be giving the hospitality. Be ye kind to one another, tender-hearted, loving one another. You can't do that when your bowels is putrid and jacked up and tore up. Your attitude smell like unclean and uncooked chitlins. That's guts. That's all guts. I know you call it a delicate contestant, but it's all guts. Y'all laugh because you know it's right. Some of our attitudes are like whole guts. Some people put a potato in there to absorb all the stink. But yet people eat them. And yet people hang around people just like that. You done adjusted to the malodorous emitting from their putrid attitude. You done made it just because the saint's supposed to do this. God ain't called you to sacrifice your life. He already did that. What y'all gonna do with me? Emotional intelligence, let's define the Lord said, where am I? Oh boy, I'm on 8 or 21. I'm not gonna make it. Emotional intelligence, otherwise known as emotional quotient or EQ, not IQ. See, this is not how smart you are intellectually. It's how smart you are emotionally. Some people emotionally just not smart. Why you do that? It made me mad.
Yes, talk about it.
But you broke your own stuff. Oh, man. It is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress. Do you not know managing your emotions is a stress reliever? Stress is a silent killer. A lot of that stress you have because you don't know how to manage your emotions. Communicate effectively. You can't talk because you're bent, you're mad, you're slow. You know you're slow. And you can deny it, but your body already has told me you swole. Because your body gives the signal long before your mind realizes you're upset. Empathize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflict. Being able to say no when you need to. That's emotional intelligence. Just say no. Have you ever said no when you have been saying yes, and you finally got to the place where you said no, and it felt so good? What do you mean no? N-O. I'm going to be like Nancy Reagan. Just say no. Just say, if you don't mean it, just say it. No. Some people, what language are you speaking? They're not used to that. They're used to yes, that'll be okay, that'll be all right. I will, I want to. But no? Now they're dealing with rejection. Now they're going to game you. You're supposed to be a Christian. Wait a minute. I was a Christian when I said yes, and I'm a Christian when I'm saying no. My yes or no, my yeah and nay has nothing to do with my Christianity. You just upset because I'm putting up boundaries, and you can't use and abuse me and take advantage of me like you used to. No! No means no! The power, I should preach that. Power of no. That's a no-go. No way. No how. No today. No tomorrow. A lot of people don't get there. They can't. You can't see me. They don't see you. Most of us hearing you, being able to solve problems in ways that work for everyone. You need to find out healthy emotion, but find a win-win scenario. Why everybody losing when they deal with you? Why you have this win or lose mentality? I mean, you ever had a win-win? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, man. Wisdom is higher. All right. So, having empathy with others. When you, have emotional intelligence, then you're, biblical emotional intelligence. Let me give you a Bible so y'all say he ain't preaching Bible. You sound like a psychologist. Well, what do you think the soul is? I took a course in psychology. You know what I found out? All those biblical just left God out. We're a tripart, body, soul, and spirit. Soul is your mental, your emotions, your will, your affections, your memories. I don't hear what I'm saying. I had some memories that were suppressed, and God raised it up to heal. See, the devil brings it up to mess with you. But God raised it up to heal. Oh! How do you in a relationship with crying and you laughing? That's not emotional intimacy. So to be happy with those who are happy and weep with those that weep. If they're crying, weep with them. That's intimacy. Live in harmony with each other. It takes emotional stability to do that. Don't be too proud to enjoy the company of ordinary people. Anyway, don't be so proud that you can't. I'm going to let you figure out the difference. Never pay back evil with more evil. Wrong kind of intimacy. Huh? Do things in such a way that everyone can see you're honorable. You got nothing to hide here. Do all that you can to live in peace with everybody. Everywhere. As much as lie within you, live peaceably with all men. You cannot do that if you're emotionally unstable. Can I get a witness? All right. We have almost half of that. So, emotional intelligence leads to emotional intimacy. The more intelligent you are with your emotions will determine the level of your emotional intimacy in all of your relationships. There are people, I was looking at the levels of friendship, and I done add a stranger. So it starts off with stranger. You don't know nothing about them, don't know anything about you. Then you have acquaintance. Then you have casual. You know, like most church folk are casual. Y'all go to the same event, y'all really know each other, but then you have close. Now, each one of these levels, you reveal more about yourself. Don't ever be at an acquaintance and they are at casual. They know more about you than you know about them. You are at a disadvantage. Because the more information you reveal about yourself makes you vulnerable to that person. So you got to be careful of who you make yourself vulnerable to. Why do you think marketers are trying to get information about you? Because they're trying to sell you product that you don't need. And they study you. And every time you sign up for something, they want your information. They want to know how you go. Unless it's a shark or something here. Worms, shrimp, you find out what they like. Anybody hear me? So my point was, then there's I said stranger, acquaintance, casual, close, then it's intimate. Then I added the greatest level of intimacy is biblical friendship. Because a friend, love Jesus said, I no longer call you servants. I call you friends. Do you understand? Me and Velma are husband and wife, we're related. But you know what's the real strength of our relationship? We're friends. We're friends. I know a lot of people say, well, my wife and husband are my best friend. But you talk to them, they don't even know each other. She don't know what his favorite color is. And I'm telling you that we're friends, but there are some areas, well, Bell used me and Bell, see y'all one thing I'm talking about y'all. There are some areas where we might be strangers. Think about it. I don't know. We haven't talked about that. And there are some areas where we might be acquaintance, casual, close, intimate. It depends on what it is. Now, what was I saying all of that? Oh, the more intelligent you are with your emotions will determine your level of your emotional intimacy in your relationships. The more open you are, you cannot be friends, because a friend loves at all times. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. That means you got to be close enough. But the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. That means I'm close enough to you to tell you the truth. Even if it's going to wound you. You may not like it. But because I'm your friend, because a friend loves at all times, I can't be hating on you by letting you fall into a ditch that I see, and I don't want to tell you about it because I don't want to hurt your feelings. Is anybody here? So faithful are the wounds of a friend, because a friend loves at all times. A friend will tell you the truth. What a friend we have in Jesus. Is anybody here? Emotional intelligence in relationships. Okay. Your ability to manage your emotions and the emotions of others is a strong indication of how successful you will be in any relationship. Matter of fact, in corporate America, your emotional intelligence will tell them how far you're going to get in that company. So it's just not spiritual. Think about it. Look at the people that have friends. Because they are emotionally stable enough to show themselves friends. He that hath friends. That's right. Friendly, not fakery. Friendly. There's a friend that's sticking closer than a brother. You can have a brother and sister that are related, but boy, if they're friends, too. You see what I'm saying? That's why there's some friends that are closer than relatives, because you worked on the friendship. Iron sharpening iron. Sparks fly. But we walk away sharper. Me and Beverly had some iron sharpening iron moments. But we're sharper. We're better. Emotionally intelligent people manage their emotions and the emotions of their spouse or their friend so they can both be seen, heard, and understood. Here's emotional intelligence. Now do you manage your emotions? You got to be able to manage the emotions of your friend when they're contrary. Take a deep breath. Get some oxygen to your brain, because you're going to need it. Because you got to deal with it. You can't let them step all over you. How can they respond or correct something that you never told them? I tell them, look here, I'm a man, I'm reasonably intelligent, but I don't read between lines. And sometimes I don't take hits well. We had a conversation. So just tell me. One time she said, I don't like you. You know, I'm smart. I used to be really a smart aleck. I was one of those know-it-alls. You know, that's how I can talk about it. I said, what do you mean you don't like me? Them there's fighting words. I said, you mean you don't like what I just said? She said, that's what it is. I said, okay. How I said it. Now I know she doesn't like the way I said that. Now, if I want to have a longevity, because longevity has its place, I need to make some adjustments, because I want to stay with this woman. Now, if I don't want to stay with her, I just continue doing what I was doing. That's strong indication that you don't want to be with them. And you need to take that hit. See? What? I ain't scared of none of y'all. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So I'm trying to remember what I was saying. I got so many things going through my mind. But anyway, it's because you're trying to get to the place of I made the adjustment. Now I don't talk to her in that brother man high-pitched voice. And every now and then she'll remind me, I was trying to figure out what's in the window that she's looking at. She's not looking at me, because I'm like this here. If you're not looking at me, then you're not listening to me. You multitask somewhere else. I mean, that's just me. You know, you don't multitask me. While you talking, I'm talking to you. You need to shut everything down like I do for you, and I have your undivided attention. Now, if this is not a good moment, let me know. It's a two-way street. You just can't be making demands and don't and not expect demands to come back at you. It's a relationship. And you got to find out what works for you all. Is anybody here? All right, let me skip down to this here. Is anybody here? I'm getting ready to close out, y'all. How many want to be seen? How many want to be heard? How many want to be understood? So you need to work on you being better. I tried to change Velma. I admit it. It didn't work. I tried to change it. This woman wouldn't change. I was trying to make her me. And I'm so glad God had mercy on me, because another me, that's not good. You ever deal with yourself? No. That's why God broke the mold when he made every one of us. One was good enough. Does anybody hear me? All right. So let me cut to the chase here. Let me go way over here. Dora and I'm going to, and I talk about Eve. Let me just go to slide number 11. All right. Eve ate the fruit, right? Forbidden fruit. Because she could not control her desires. It was good for food, pleasant to eyes, but there came a desire to make one wise. And that desire is the greatest part of your emotions. Once you put your desire on something, that is what you're going to seek after. David said, one thing have I desired of the Lord, and that will I seek after. So watch what you put your desire. Another word for desire is lust. Come on now. All right, emotions, okay. It's social virus. Cain killed his brother and left the presence of God because of anger. People who are angry, they will blame and shame you, and they'll never take responsibility for their anger. Samson lost his way because he couldn't control his desire. Now, he was angry, or more so offended, because his father-in-law gave his wife to his best friend. So you got to understand why this Nazareth, this preacher, is doing what he was doing. Well, he was saved anyway. That's a mistake. Godly people will do ungodly things. And you judge them, but you don't know why they did what they did when they did it. The Bible says, when is a man tempted? When he's dragged away of his own desire. And don't forget this, and enticed. Joseph was tempted by Potiphar's wife, but he wasn't enticed. He ran. How many know you got to run? Some of you don't try to see what happened. None of that. You just got to run, get to safety, and then look back and say, woo! You can't stay there playing with something that's going to entice you. What's that? You know what it is. You have all the emotion, you have all the feelings, you know what it is. And you like a lamb to the slaughter. A dog turned into a vomit. Does anybody hear me? So in Samson, you got to watch this frenemy. Delilah was a frenemy, not an enemy. She was a frenemy. She was a friend that was an enemy. And he laid in her bosom. You got to watch what bosom you land up in. That wouldn't have to be a woman. It could be the bosom of anything. And he told her all his secrets. Even when he saw that she was trying to get it, he was just a fool. What I tell you, toxic relationship, you got to be careful of toxic relationship that's created in low places. Because what happened, you're in this low place now, when God began to recover you, now you're trying to raise up. They still want you to stay because they're enjoying your toxicity. And you're trying to get better, or you're gonna leave me now. I was good enough when nobody else is around. So the question begins is, how long and how much you got to pay them back for what they did when you needed them? Is that chattel slavery? In the Bible, after 7 years. But every time, you ain't see that when when you didn't have this and that and another, they'll use that. Don't let people use toxic is toxic. That's a salam there. Because some of you still trying to pay people back. You were there for them. You was a blessing to them. But come on. The only debt you should owe is love. I love you for what you did. But that was then. That was 20 years ago. And this is now. I'm still paying. What kind of interest is on that? You're like a loan shark. Basically, you never get out of debt. That's what toxic relationships, and they always seem to be born out in low places. That's in my book, y'all. Oh, you hear what I'm saying? Toxic. Watch out for these friends that are really friendly. They're a friend that's enemy. Remember, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of the enemy are deceitful? All right. Oh, I gotta close. Let me go down to go to slide 14. 3 secrets to managing your emotions. First of all, you need to know what your emotional triggers are. You need to know what your triggers are. You need to know what sets you off. Get your goat, whatever term you want to use. You need to know, because the enemy knows it. I mess with them all the time. But I only mess with her so much. Because I don't want to hit one of them triggers. Especially on the pandemic, nobody else in the house. I don't know who else am I messing with. I ain't gonna mess with nobody else. Know what are your emotional triggers. Hit it again. Here are a few triggers. Being disrespectful. Dishes left in the sink. No gas in the car when you have to drive it. These are kind of personal, y'all. Didn't let you know when you were going to be late. I'm waiting and waiting. You didn't call. Now I'm thinking something done happened with you. Now I got 911 going on. But that time she went fishing. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't even have beef. But those old who living on about that deal. She went fishing with somebody. I didn't know where she was. I said, Lord, am I going to get this report? And then she come over and say, hey, honey. Here are a few positive triggers. You got to know how to compliment. You got to know what the person you're in a relationship like. You got to know what's a good trigger. And you got to know the bad ones. Compliments are a good one. Gifts. That's a good trigger for a bad one. Gifts. Dates. Breakfast in bed. Bringing her protein shake every morning. Look, it ain't the big thing. Everybody talking about cruises. You know, and safaris. If I go on safari, I might get eaten. It's not the big thing. It's some thing. Protein shake in the morning. It's simple. You got to know the triggers that are positive, and you need to know what'll blow y'all up. Y'all need to start today filing those triggers down. So y'all need to get rid of them. That means that comes to reconciliation, talking about. You got to have the conversation. Amen? Back rubs. All right? What are the triggers that make you mad, glad, or scared? You got to know. All right, let me go a little further. All right, you must be a student of your environment. Let me get number 2. Question. What are some of the things that make you angry? Why? I'm on slide 16. What are some things that make you angry? Why does that make you angry? You got to ask, why does that burn you up like that? What are the buttons that triggers your basic emotions? What are they? Identify the triggers that make you mad. You need to tell them so they won't be doing it. Because like me, I ain't figuring it out. Identify the triggers that make you sad. Identify the triggers that make you glad. Identify the triggers that make you scared. Is anybody here? How do these emotions manifest in you? Knowing your emotions manifesting in you will help you to know, to recognize what you feel. Because I'm going to tell you now, the person watching you will know you're angry before you know it. Because your body is sending out signals, especially if you get in the ball of fists. You say, why are you looking like that? You go like, looking like what? Well, why you got to say it like that? Say it like what? They are already, your body is sending signals that your mind is not aware of. Is anybody still here? I know I'm going to have a class on this. People will see the manifestation of your emotion before you recognize it. I just said that. All right. But in your mind, there's nothing wrong with what you said or how you're looking. In your mind. Ain't nothing wrong with what I said. I'm just calm in your mind. But your body, your mind and your body not on the same wavelength. How do you look? That's why people say, and I don't call people liars. Because really, sometimes they really don't realize that they look in a certain way. And they say it in a certain tone. I ain't say it like that. And they say it like that. I ain't say it like that. Come on, y'all laughing, but you know what I'm saying is true. Now, you're already on your way to heaven. This is the kind of stuff that help you live down here on earth. Come on, somebody. There ain't nothing wrong with me. That's a statement that tells something wrong with you. How do they manifest in your body? Do you tighten up? Do you sweat? Do your pulse increase? You know your trigger. Do you know when you're upset? This is how my body tells me I'm stressed. Like I know my head recognizes. Now I used to say, when I run the food. Now I changed that confession. I used to feel discomfort in the small of my back. That's how stress. Your body will tell you. You need to be your own meteorologist. In other words, you need to be your own weatherman. Know the signs, look like it's raining. And you need to predict and prepare for that emotional storm that's getting ready to come. Is anybody? I'm preaching now. How do you manage your emotions? Do you withdraw and get quiet? Do you go and work out? Do you run the food, drink, sex, or shopping? How do you manage it? Come on. How do you play it out? What self-care skills do you employ when you feel emotional? Some people are breathing, abdominal breathing, not chest breathing, just abdominal. Come on. I quote scriptures, and I walk through the house. But I ain't been like that in a long time. List 2 things you do when your emotions are activated. You got to list it. Your spouse or your friend will verify. You need a faithful friend that's going to tell you the truth, not weaponize it, but tell you the truth. But I can tell when you get upset, your nostrils get flared. That's Phillips. I said her nostrils flared. I know in certain situations they flare, that's one reason, but that ain't going on. So that flare, where's that coming from? Yeah, I know I'm true. Proverbs 25 and 28 says, he that hath no room over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Anybody can run up on you. Come all up in your house. All up in your bedroom. Because you have no control. I'm going to stop there. Father, I thank you for this word. God, I know I said some things that may be comical. But the reason why they're comical is because people know that I'm telling the truth. And God, we're on our way to heaven. We're saved, washed, and cleansed by your blood. But in the meantime, we're living here on earth. And we're working through some things. Some things seem to be more hard than others. But Father, I'm asking you today to help me to recognize my truth. Help me to understand why do I get angry about what I get angry about. And starting today, Lord, I'm asking you to help me when I'm angry not to sin, but teach me how to settle the issues of the day before I go to sleep. So I can wake up with a new day. God, I bind the spirit of anger. I come against bitterness. I come against every emotion that's contrary to who we are. I release an anointing of healing. God, in Jesus' name, I give everybody a virtual